Now on CoastTV News.
We're watching for areas of dense fog this morning, especially along the coast. Then the July heat is on once again. Heat advisories today and into Wednesday. Then a bit cooler with increasing rain and storm chances later in the week. Details coming up.
Storm strikes Texas. Beryl may no longer be a hurricane, but it is leaving behind a devastating path. Public pushback on city manager. The tense exchanges as Rehoboth Beach officials check a box in the controversial hiring process for this position. Pitching wind to the public, another opportunity for input as DNREC makes its case for its role in the Worcester County Coast Wind Farm.
This is CoastTV News Today.
It is Tuesday, July 9th, 2024. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick. Paige Marley will be with us in the next half hour. But thank you for being up with us during this 5 o'clock hour. No relief from the heat, even in the early morning hours, and you might have to deal with fog on your morning commute. First Alert meteorologist Bob Tri joins us now with a look at First Alert weather. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Del Marv. You know, I was thinking, is soupy a meteorological term? Well, it is now. It is just, it's kind of miserable out there. It's so still and mild and muggy. And we also have that dense fog again. I think with the cooler ocean and then the warmer, sticky air, you have that contrast. So a dense marine fog advisory right along the coast. That's where visibility will be lowest. That's through 10 a.m. And then we also have a heat advisory excluding the immediate coast. This goes today into tomorrow for heat indices of at least 100 degrees. So right now it's mild and sticky out there. We have temperatures in the low to mid 70s and the winds are like conducive for that fog. And I think it's thickest right along the immediate coast, but some of that haze and fog is working inland as well. Otherwise, we do have mostly clear skies, but I think it will cloud up throughout the day, but it's still very hot. Here's Futurecast this morning. Temperatures in the 70s and 80s by mid-morning, upper 80s, and then here come the 90s again by 10:30. We're in the low 90s and then solidly into the 90s by 1 o'clock. Could pop up a stray shower or storm, but take it easy in the heat. It's going to be pretty rough as we go into the afternoon. A little cooler at the beaches as we top out in the low 90s today and still very hot the next couple of days. But then storms roll in. The moisture from Beryl could cool us off a little bit by the end of the week. More on that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Bob. Massive storm damage as Tropical Depression Beryl made U.S. landfall and it's killed at least 3 people in Texas. According to the National Hurricane Center, Beryl, which was once a Category 1 hurricane, brought maximum sustained winds of 80 miles per hour. Officials in Texas said the total number of customers without power at the peak of the storm was more than 2 million. Despite Beryl losing force, the front is still threatening to flood areas of eastern Texas, western Louisiana, and Arkansas. That's according to the National Hurricane Center. Controversy surrounding New Rehoboth Beach City Manager Taylor Tedder's $250,000 contract. It finally came to a head at a public meeting Monday. Adding to that backlash, the Delaware Department of Justice also found the city in violation of the Freedom of Information Act for not having a public meeting to approve Tedder's contract. However, the city voted unanimously to ratify Tedder's employment before a big public comment section sharing opinions on both sides, including one man who believes the meeting was a sham.
We made an offer that if the mayor resigns today, litigation can possibly be averted. If he doesn't resign, then Chancery Court will be the next stop.
Looking at cost savings, trying to identify a strategic plan so that we can move forward with a work plan where we can actually be held accountable by the public and the board by presenting quarterly of our progress of an implementation plan of priorities.
Tedder says increasing transparency is a top priority and city meeting agendas will be very informative moving forward. However, Gaynor still maintains that Tedder's contract is illegal and violates city charter requirements for this position. Happening tonight, it's the latest attempt by Delaware officials to make their case about the proposed wind farm to be built off of our coast. DNREC's holding a virtual public hearing at 6 p.m. on the state's role for the Ocean City, Maryland wind farm. Its power transmission cables are proposed to land at Delaware Seashore State Park's 3Rs Beach and connect with a substation to be built near the Indian River Power Plant. Along with this virtual hearing, written comments will be accepted to DNREC until September 9th. Also happening today, the Sussex Preservation Coalition will review a proposed development to be located on Route 9 and Beaver Dam Road. This mixed-use property would be on 433 acres off of Route 9 and Beaver Dam Road. You can see that location there on your screen. And according to the agenda, it would bring 94 homes, 96,000 square feet of commercial space. Meeting will take place at 7 p.m. at the Lewis Public Library. Have some developing news out of Laurel. Last week, as you first saw on the Coast TV News app, the superintendent of the Laurel School District, Sean Larimore, was reinstated by the Laurel Board of Education after a DUI arrest in May. And since the arrest, Larimore has been on sick leave for over 50 days, according to a post on the district's Facebook page. In a statement, Larimore said, quote, "I am committed to moving forward with transparency, humility, and a renewed dedication to being of service to our students and community," end quote. The Georgetown Council bucked the trend in Sussex County and made it official. They will allow recreational marijuana sales within town limits. Council held the second reading of the ordinance that will ultimately regulate where these sales can take place. Only 2 retail businesses would be allowed in town limits. They can only operate in the commercial district along Route 113. It limits hours of operation from Monday through Friday. Those businesses would be able to operate from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and on Saturday, 10 to 5. There are no retail sales on Sunday. Plans for an emergency veterinary hospital are moving forward in Georgetown. On Monday, the council voted unanimously to approve a conditional use amendment decision. According to town documents, the planned pet hospital can be open 24/7 with appropriate staffing. It will be in one of 3 buildings in a medical center on Old Laurel Road. And as part of the approval, the town says it does have requirements for parking, architecture, lighting, and signage. Ocean City Police Department will soon have a new building to operate out of after Monday's groundbreaking for its new substation. This new substation will be located here on the corner of South Baltimore Avenue and Somerset Street. It's been years in the making. According to the department, the new facility will feature state-of-the-art offices, meeting spaces, interview rooms, a bicycle repair garage, a public lobby, even public restrooms. After our already delayed Rehoboth Patrol headquarters for its lifeguards, the project now faces another setback. It's a pricey one. At a presentation to the commissioners, it was revealed the current contract is $552,000 over the original budget. And though there are contingencies in place, and the May 2025 end date is still on schedule. Pressure ramping up on the Biden White House as a growing number of Democrat lawmakers urge President Biden to pass the torch. Biden remains defiant, staying in the presidential race. This comes as new reporting shows that a Parkinson's disease specialist has visited the White House 8 times in 8 months. NBC's Bree Jackson shows us what officials are now saying after a White House letter stating a neurologist is part of Biden's annual physical exam.
President Biden in a fierce fight for his political future.
If any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce for president. Challenge me at the convention.
Meanwhile, White House officials are facing questions about the 81-year-old's health following reports that a Parkinson's expert visited the White House at least 8 times in an 8-month period, according to public visitor logs, leading to this testy exchange between the press secretary and reporters.
Share names in regards to if someone came here in regards to the president.
We cannot share names of specialists broadly, from a dermatologist to a neurologist.
A White House physician later releasing this statement explaining Dr. Kevin Kennard's visits, writing that he is a neurological specialist who examined President Biden for each of his annual physicals. Some Democrats call concerns about the president's health a distraction and are calling on him to drop out of the presidential race.
Personally, I think Kamala Harris would be a much better, stronger candidate.
I made clear publicly the day after the debate that I support President Joe Biden and the Democratic ticket. My position has not changed.
Former President Trump is also weighing in.
Well, we prepared for him, but I don't think it's going to matter. We had a great 4 years.
President Biden facing a pivotal test, hosting world leaders for a NATO summit in Washington while under scrutiny about his health. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
And all eyes will be on President Biden as he takes part in NATO events in Washington over the next 3 days. He plans on holding a news conference on Thursday. Just getting started on this edition of Coast TV News today. Lewis hype for historic garden. We'll show you how Lewis and Bloom is preparing for a big national competition. Also, Sussex County swelters. It's hot this week. You may have known that. We'll show you how people on Delmarva are trying to stay cool. And when playing with fire, you just might get burned. We'll tell you how Maryland officials say a fire started that led to the damage we are showing you on your screen. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in tile, to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs, and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
I was able to look at everything that I was looking for my new kitchen, including the backsplash and the countertop and the sinks all in one place.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Born in the stars, formed in the earth, shaped by designers around the world, and curated by Khalsa Jewelers in Lewis. Paul Chen, also known as Sunder Khalsa, is a meditation and yoga master as well as the owner of Khalsa Jewelers.
At Khalsa Jewelers, we offer signature pieces to celebrate love in those special moments in our life. Peace to all, light to all, love to all. Celebrate with us at historic Lewis and Rehoboth Beach.
You need to lose weight, but you hate lugging out that big blender for a healthy shake. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. Designed like this shake bottle you take to the gym, it has the motor and blades built right into the lid. Bionic Blade quickly creates smooth drinks just like the big blenders. But this is portable, so you can make a shake anywhere. Make pina coladas right by poolside. Even grind coffee beans and make a quick, refreshing iced coffee pick-me-up on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 and we'll even ship it to you free. But wait, order now and get 2 sipping lids, a second large blender container, plus the sports lid. Yours free. You'll get this entire portable blending system for just $29.99. Call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-709-7148 or go to buybionicblade.com. So call 1-800-709-7148 or you can order online at buybionicblade.com.
It is 5:12 on this sultry Tuesday morning. Bay Health Cam Dover. Visibility pretty good. Skies are brightening, but 77 degrees. It is sticky out there. Here's that dense marine fog advisory until 10 a.m., so watch for lower visibility right along the coast and some of that fog and haze spilling inland as well. But along the coast and over the water, boaters, we could see less than a mile visibility in that fog. And temperatures, pretty soupy and mild, low to mid-70s as the winds are light. And aside from the fog, it is mainly clear. We'll see some sunshine, but clouds increasing a little bit later today. And that could be good for your golf game, getting some clouds. I put it in the good category because let's face it, it's not excellent weather to golf. 93, it's going to feel like 103 to 104 at times, and maybe a spot shower or storm into the afternoon.
Well, if you have the beverage card, it could be a great day. All right, we move on, Bob. People in the Angola area now have answers after money was stolen out of cars in several neighborhoods last month. Delaware State Police say they have arrested 31-year-old William Rodenbaugh as the suspect responsible. According to troopers, the communities impacted were Angola Beach and Estates, Bay Ridge crossings in the Cove. The agency says Rodenbaugh also trespassed on several properties. He's facing 2 felony charges, including stealing from people older than 62. A car destroyed in Salisbury after 2 children were playing with fire. The Maryland State Fire Marshal says around 11:52 p.m. Sunday, a 9 and 6-year-old set a piece of furniture on fire in the front yard on Delaware Avenue. We're showing you a photo of the fire, what it did to that car as it spread. The 9-year-old was taken to the hospital to be evaluated for smoke inhalation. Americans expect that inflation will continue to wane during the next year. That's according to new consumer survey data released Monday by the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. The survey found that year-ahead inflation expectations declined for the second month in a row. Those surveys said they expect prices to rise much more slowly for food, gas, rent, medical expenses, college costs, and gold. than the month before. In a landmark deal, movie studio Paramount agreeing to merge with Skydance Media. The agreement is worth $4.7 billion. Once the sale is approved by regulators, Skydance would take control of the Paramount empire, which includes a number of cable channels, including Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, and MTV. Skydance and Paramount already have had a long partnership producing some of the industry's biggest blockbusters, including Top Gun and Mission Impossible franchises. Still ahead, Sussex swelters. We'll tell you how people on Delmarva say the weather has cramped their summer style.
And the heat will roll on. Here's our camera from Salisbury. Spicer Brothers, a little hazy out there. Some lower visibility, especially along the coast. It's the fog early, then it's the heat. Today and tomorrow with the heat advisory. Feels like temperatures over 100 at times. Some relief late week with increasing storms. Forecast details coming up in 2 minutes.
Today at 4 on Coastline, explore a local airport where vintage planes are preserved and flown. Plus, get essential umbrella safety tips for the beach and discover how physical therapy can boost your health. Coastline, today at 4 on Coast TV.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro. The natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Here at the Delmarva Sports Network, we know sports is more than a game. It's about your teams in your town coming together to celebrate, bringing sports to life, and creating bonds that last a lifetime. At DSN, we're proud to capture that spirit, plus the dedication and passion of your athletes. That's why DSN was awarded Outstanding Year-Round Local Sports Coverage. We're honored to be part of your team's journey. Delmarva Sports Network. Local teams, big dreams.
Welcome to the party. You guys, this is our show. You just never know who you're going to meet here. Let's do this.
Drew Barrymore, weekdays at noon on CoastTV.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Time is 5:18, and we're showing you a live look at Ocean City. Another morning dealing with this coastal fog. You can see some of that out in the distance there, Bob, in this view.
Yeah, especially over the water, Matt. We have that contrast of the cooler Atlantic Ocean and then the sticky warm air in that contrast, creating that fog, especially along the coast and near waters of the Atlantic Ocean and back through Delaware Bay as well. So dense marine fog advisory, that's until 10 a.m. So watch it, especially along the coast and over the water, and even inland some of that fog is spilling in. Now, we have that heat advisory once again for pretty much all of Delmarva, excluding the immediate coast. You won't be as hot as everybody else, but the heat advisory today and tomorrow, you can see everybody is pretty much in the heat and humidity. As far as visibilities go, it's a little lower along the immediate coast, but inland 5 miles in Georgetown and Ocean City, 8 in Salisbury. So just take it slow. Use those low beam headlights, especially along the coast as we're starting out in the low to mid 70s, and we've got light winds at the present time. So aside from the fog and haze, it's clear above all this stuff, and we're looking at decent conditions all across the area. It's just plain hot. We remain in this very hot pattern, and you can see this spin here. This is the tropical remnants of Beryl now making its way through Arkansas with a band of heavier rain across Missouri into Illinois. Now, the bulk of this will miss us as it moves into the Great Lakes, but as it hooks up with the front, I think we'll get a little bit bit of that moisture later in the week with some thunderstorms. Here's Futurecast this morning. It's foggy, it's hazy, and temperatures quickly rising through the 80s already, lower 90s by 10:30, 70s and 80s at the beaches. As we go into the afternoon, you can see most of us are in the low to mid 90s. Maybe a spot shower or storm could temporarily cool us off, but still very sticky and a little cooler at the beaches. Otherwise, just a very hot afternoon into the evening. Temperatures slowly falling back from the 80s into the mid to upper 70s tomorrow morning. That's it for the lows. Very tough if you're living without air conditioning. And then we're looking at temperatures back into the upper 80s and lower 90s again on your Wednesday with a stronger southerly flow as temperatures very warm through the overnight. Still lower 80s as we go into very early Thursday. But here's some good news. Maybe a better chance of some showers and storms building in as we go into your Thursday. Hit and miss showers, but we'll take it. Maybe more clouds do keep us a little cooler as we go into Thursday. Our feels like temperatures today, look at this, 99 to 104. Inland areas, really rough out there. Use extra caution in this heat. And then 99 to 102 for tomorrow. We do start to see more of that moisture as a cold front once again will tap into some of that moisture from Beryl as we go into Friday and Saturday. And then I think that activity will start to taper off as we go into Sunday. And between now and Saturday, this is good news, maybe up to about 1.5 inches to 2 inches of rain. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, lower 90s the next few days, the hottest today and tomorrow. Then the storms build in later in the week and then actually cooler by Friday. That'll be nice with a better chance of storms, 85, 87 with storms Saturday, drier and back to the heat on Sunday and 92. Our umbrella winner today is Lori Day from Millsboro. Lori, you have a brand new umbrella courtesy of Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you, Bob. Those high temperatures didn't stop people from hitting Rehoboth Beach. The boardwalk and the beach still packed with people amid the over 90-degree weather. I know. I was out there yesterday. I experienced that. We met one family who said ice cream is a way to make the best of the heat, but the weather has cramped some summer plans.
Well, we've been trying to get some outside time, but for the most part stayed inside. Too hot for me.
And the heat was so bad this weekend, it actually canceled at least one farmer's market. And as Bob just mentioned, temperatures are expected to be in the 90s most of this week. With the high temps this summer, there's some precautions to take not only for yourself, but also your phones. Devices can become overheated in just a few minutes, so we have some tips from Verizon. Avoid leaving your phone in the car as temps can rise 30 degrees in just 10 minutes. Reduce your brightness and close all apps that are not being used. And if your phone does overheat, take the case off and place it in a shaded area that's ventilated. We have even more helpful tips from Verizon on our website. Up next, Lewis Height for Historic Garden will tell you what they plan to use as a secret weapon as they prepare for a national competition that's just in 2 weeks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on Coast TV News Today.
There's a difference between a great golf setting and a setting for great golf. You've seen the Open before, right? We're talking about wind, sea, rain, dunes, bunkers, rough. There's a reason the forces that make the Scottish coastline also make the champion golfer of the year. Unbelievable. This isn't just the Open. It's golf, as it's meant to be. The Open Championship on NBC and Peacock. Part of the greatest summer of golf.
Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
At Coast Country, we're more than just music. We're a part of Delmarva's heart. Every month, Coast Country Cares, together with Spicer Brothers, steps up to serve our community. We're here helping local organizations and supporting our neighbors all year round. Join us in making a difference. Stay tuned to learn where we'll be next or visit coastcountry.com to see how you can be a part of our mission. Coast Country Cares, sponsored by Spicer Brothers, because we're Delmarva proud.
What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere? You reach for Bullseye Pro. the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable lithium-ion power plant. So fast and so convenient. It's like the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Look, you can inflate all 4 tires on a single charge. It has a built-in smart pressure digital sensor that gauges and automatically stops when the set tire pressure is reached. Easily inflate pool toys, exercise balls, and more. Call or go online now and get the complete Bullseye Pro inflation system for the factory direct price of just $79.99. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free, and we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-771-0865. That's 1-800-771-0865 or go to getbullseyepro.com.
Keeping up the historic appearance in the first town of the first day, it's important, especially to those working at Lewis & Bloom, the group that keeps Lewis's flower bed so beautiful. And the historic Fisher Martin herb garden consists of herbs that housewives would have planted back in the 1730s. The founder of Lewis & Bloom, Warren Gould, has contracted the only craftsman in the country currently designing and weaving live willow bundles into arbor and fence structures for the garden.
I'm actually sequestering carbon. I'm doing good. It's really good. It's good habitat, good environment. It's a good steward kind of thing, and it's a good practice. And I'm trying to demonstrate to other people alternative ways to do things by doing it. Because there's nobody really doing it in this country.
Impeller is in Lewis for 3 days to fix up the fencing before the garden is entered in the Communities in Bloom National Challenge. That's just 2 weeks away. First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey is back with us. Bob, it is a morning that, as the sun is coming up, it already seems like we're working on another heater.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, does it? That sun first appears and then boom, you feel the heat right away. We're talking about the heat later in the day, Matt, but early on it's the fog. Watch out along the coast. That's where it's going to be thickest. And boaters offshore, that fog could be hanging over the water much of the day. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, you're warming into the low 80s Ocean City, mid 80s in Fenwick Island. Once again, hazy and foggy, especially this morning, but it could linger into the afternoon. Lewis, upper 80s close to 90 today, and mid to upper 80s in Rehoboth. Waves only 1 to 2 feet, only 1 foot on the bayside, and hot for you. In Cambridge, you're looking at lower 90s as we go into the afternoon. Stay hydrated with water, very important. In Crisfield, maybe slightly cooler, maybe touching 90 a little bit later on. But that heat does ease by the end of the week with better chances of rain and storms. I'll have much more in your forecast coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Bob. After the break on Coast TV News Today, Wind Farms back on the table at a meeting with Denrec. We'll tell you how you can still make your voice heard even after the meeting is over. Also, got meeting mandates, Rehoboth Beach manager contract, intense debate over that deal and what the city manager there hopes for the future. And Beryl finally making U.S. landfall. We'll tell you how the tropical depression impacted the people of Texas on Monday. Coast TV News Today. We'll be right back.
Visit Rudy Marine during our holiday sales event. Bentley and Sunchaser pontoons, Chono cruisers, War Eagle fish and crab boats, all powered by Yamaha. Blowout pricing on leftovers and closeouts. When they're gone, they're gone. Rudy Marine, Route 113 in Dagsboro, Delaware. Be there.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro. the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Lasercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Lasercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Lasercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Visit Rudy Marine during our holiday sales event. Bentley and Sunchaser pontoons, Chono cruisers, War Eagle fish and crab boats, all powered by Yamaha. Blowout pricing on leftovers and closeouts. When they're gone, they're gone. Rudy Marine, Route 113 in Dagsboro, Delaware. Be there.
Now on CoastTV News.
We're watching for areas of dense fog this morning, especially along the coast, and then the heat is on again. Heat advisories today and into Wednesday, then a bit cooler with increasing rain and storms later in the week. Details coming up.
Made an offer that if the mayor resigns today, litigation can possibly be averted. If he doesn't resign, then Chancery Court will be the next stop.
Rehoboth Beach backlash as city officials hear from the public over the controversial hiring process involving its new manager. Framing wind farm debate, Denrec Make says the public has another chance to give input on the proposed project off our coast. And the green light for Georgetown weed, how the county seat goes against the recreational marijuana tide on Delmarva.
This is CoastTV News Today.
It's 5:30. Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us as we continue on Coast TV News Today. I'm Paige Marley. Matt Pensick will be back with us in our next hour. But we are going to start this half hour, of course, with our first alert meteorologist, Bob Trihey. Bob, I wasn't here last half hour. So, like any of our viewers tuning in right now, what are we looking at today?
Yeah. Well, we're talking about two weather hazards today, Paige. It's the fog and then it's the heat. Let's talk about the fog first. Dense marine fog advisory. That means lower visibility, especially right along the immediate coast. And boaters watch out over the Atlantic Ocean and Delaware Bay. That fog could pretty much hang on all day. And then the heat is on this afternoon away from the coast. A heat advisory for Sussex County, as well as a good chunk of Maryland and the Eastern Shore as well. Temperatures now are pretty warm. 75 in Georgetown, Millsboro. 77, 71 in Rehoboth, a little cooler at Bethany Beach at 69. Winds are light. It's very sticky out there. And we have the lowest visibility right along the coast right now. And some of that haze is spilling inland as well. Besides that, things are pretty quiet weather-wise. It's just that heat that will be really building much of the day. So watch out for the fog, especially along the coast and over the water today. And then the heat is on later this morning, lower 90s. And then around 91 to 93 this afternoon. Could see a spot shower or a storm. The relief will be along the coast with temperatures in the 70s and 80s, but very hot and sultry inland areas. UV index brought to us by Ocean City, 8, very high today, burn time 15 minutes, so that UV not as bad as the past few days, but we're still in the very high range through Thursday. Then it does drop Friday and Saturday with a better chance of storms. Use extra caution in the sun the next few days.
All right, we will, Bob. Thank you so much. Now massive storm damage as Tropical Depression Beryl made U.S. landfall, killed already at least 3 people in Texas. According to the National Hurricane Center, Beryl, which was once a Category 1 hurricane, brought maximum sustained winds of 80 miles an hour. Officials in Texas saying the total number of customers without power at the peak of that storm was more than 2 million. Despite Beryl losing force, the front is still threatening to flood areas of eastern Texas, western Louisiana, and Arkansas. That's all according to the National Hurricane Center. Some controversies surrounding new Rehoboth Beach City Manager Taylor Tedder's hiring and his $250,000 contract finally came to a head at a public meeting. Adding to the backlash, the Delaware Department of Justice also found the city of Rehoboth Beach in violation of the Freedom of Information Act for not having a public meeting to approve Tedder's contract. Still, the city voted unanimously to ratify Tedder's employment before a huge public comment section sharing opinions on both sides. Coast TV's Mallory Metzner shows us the opinions of locals and what the city manager says he hopes for the future.
How can you consider the contract without the charter provision that governs the adoption of his employment?
A packed public meeting puts all eyes on new city manager Taylor Tedder's contract.
Right, and you're out of order for doing what you're trying to do, Stan.
City commissioners voted 7-0 to ratify Tedder's contract. Thomas Gaynor, who sent a petition to the Attorney General on Tedder's contract, says this meeting was a sham.
We made an offer that if the mayor resigns today, litigation can possibly be averted. If he doesn't resign, then Chancery Court will be the next stop.
Taylor Tedder keeps his head held high.
It didn't have an effect for me, but it just meant that we had to have this meeting today.
Tedder tells me he's looking forward to doing his job.
Looking at cost savings, trying to identify a strategic plan so that we can move forward with a work plan where we can actually be held accountable by the public and the board by presenting quarterly of our progress of an implementation plan of priorities.
Tedder says increasing transparency is a top priority and city meeting agendas will be very informative moving forward.
Mallory Metzner, Coast TV News.
Now, Gaynor still maintains that Tedder's contract is illegal and violates city charter requirements for the position. He says the next steps are up to the city to decide, but the city held the meeting to rectify past controversy. Happening today, we're addressing a hot topic along the coast. DNREC will be holding a virtual public hearing on offshore wind. This meeting will focus on the wind farm that's to be located off the coast of Maryland. The power transmission cables, those are proposed to land at Delaware Seashore State Park's 3 R's Beach and connect with a substation to be built near the Indian River Power Plant. Along with the virtual hearing, written comments will be accepted to DNREC until September 9th. The Georgetown Town Council bucked the trend in Sussex County. They made it official. They will allow recreational marijuana sales within town limits. The council held the second reading of the ordinance that will ultimately regulate where those sales can take place. Only 2 retail businesses would be allowed, though, in town limits. They can only operate in the commercial district along Route 113. In limit hours of operations from Monday to Friday, businesses would be able to operate from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. On Saturdays, 10 to 5, no retail sales on Sundays. The superintendent of the Laurel School District, Sean Larimore, was reinstated by the Laurel Board of Education Monday after a DUI arrest in May. Since that arrest, Larimore has been on sick leave for over 50 days. That's according to a post on the district's Facebook page. In a statement, Larimore said, quote, "I'm committed to moving forward with transparency, humility, and a renewed dedication to being of service to students and community," end quote. New this morning, a White House physician explained in a letter that President Biden has been visited by neurologist Dr. Kevin Kainard 3 times in the last 3 years as part of his annual physical exams. We're going to show you that letter right now on your screens. According to the White House, the annual physical features a team of optometry, dentistry, orthopedics, physical therapy, sleep medicine, cardiology, radiology, not done yet, dermatology, and neurology specialists. It's a long list. Dr. Kainard has been the neurology consultant in the White House medical unit since 2012. Today's the first day of the NATO summit in Washington, D.C., marking 75 years of that alliance. The gathering generating some questions about Ukraine's desire to join the organization. The Biden administration promises NATO will reveal this week steps Ukraine needs to take to become a member. But the former U.S. Special Representative for Ukraine negotiations says he doesn't think that means Ukraine will be a member anytime soon. The sticking point is that NATO members pledged to defend each other in war. So he says the U.S. and some other countries, they don't want a fight with Russia. We still have some more news to get to, so don't go anywhere. Still ahead, Canopy Decree. We're telling you the rules for canopies on the beach in Ocean City. And Maryland Little League action, the battle between Berlin and West Salisbury in the Maryland District 8 major semifinals. And a fabulous Hall of Fame. Who's on the line up for this year's Women's Hall of Fame in Delaware? Stick with us on Coast TV News Today.
Today at 4 on Coast Life, explore a local airport where vintage planes are preserved and flown. Plus, get essential umbrella safety tips for the beach and discover how physical therapy can boost your health. Coast Life, today at 4 on Coast TV.
Turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. Plus, get free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-316-1548 or go online to buybionic360.com. Call now.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in appliances, to ensure that you not only get the best product for your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
It's always fun bringing clients into Delmarva Design Center. No matter how much they want to spend, there's always an option for people to pick something that they like.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Come home to Crawl Street Tavern, where everyone's a local. Home to the Crawl Daddy Light Craft Beer. Start your day off right with breakfast classics. Indulge in your favorite pub grub, amazing wings, and killer crab cakes. Live music every weekend. Located on Waikamaco Street, just steps away from the Ocean City Boardwalk. Open every day starting at 8 a.m.
Get the CoastTV First Alert Weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Download the free CoastTV First Alert Weather app, sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
Welcome back, 5:40 on our Tuesday morning, and here's a good illustration of that fog hanging over the water. Dry Tech Cam in Ocean City. Visibility really cut down, especially near the coast or over the water where we have that dense marine fog advisory until 10 a.m. this morning. So watch for lower visibility there. And some of that haze is also building in, knocking down visibility to inland areas. Temperatures in the 70s. Winds are light, so very still, very sticky out there. It will be a hot day and a mainly dry day for Delmarva as well. Here's our Gulf forecast. Could see a spot shower or thunderstorm this afternoon, but the big thing is the heat. Very hot, 93. Make sure you have plenty of water with you on the cart. Call the CoastTV First Alert weather phone. It's sponsored by Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
Thank you so much, Bob. Georgetown is continuing to work on the issue of contamination in groundwater and soil. The town says the EPA is conducting a remedial investigation to fully understand the extent of the existing contamination in groundwater and soil in Georgetown. And they'll evaluate cleanup strategies. From February to March, the EPA conducted sampling. The goal is to nail down where the contaminants are within and beneath buildings in Georgetown, along with some plans to share sampling results and recommendations. The town also says the EPA plans to conduct more studies and groundwater sampling this summer. 4 Delaware women are set to be inducted into the Delaware Women's Hall of Fame in 2024. Governor John Carney's office announced the selection Monday. Ray Jones Avery has 35 years in public service under her belt with many Delaware organizations. Julissa Coriano is a clinical social worker known for her work with undocumented people, the LGBTQIA community, and victims of human trafficking. Anna Marie Leo is a dance studio founder in Wilmington with students who've made it to Broadway. Colonel Melissa Zebley is a 32-year veteran of Delaware State Police, made history in July of 2020 as the first woman to serve as the 26th superintendent of DSP.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good morning. In Little League Baseball, the Maryland District 8 Major Semifinals. West Salisbury traveling to Berlin. We start off in the bottom of the second. West Salisbury with 2 on as Colby Lacates lays one into the infield. That ball would skip past 2 fielders, allowing a run to come across for the away team. And not long after that, Mason Maloney would make the most of Berlin's wild pitch. It's a race between him and the catcher. Maloney slides in and the ump calls him safe. 2-0 West Salisbury as we head to the top of the third. West showing off the defense now. Michael Beam getting in front of this hit and running it to first for the easy out. Next up, we got the man in the circle, Kalen Senft, cleaning up his own mess, wrangling that hit in the infield and throwing it to first to end the inning. Bottom of the 5th now with Berlin back in the field. Aria Cinzetti putting a stop to this hit at second base before making the out in time at first. And to end the inning, we got Matt Reed stopping this hit in its tracks up the third baseline and making the out at second. Last chance for Berlin now to put some runs on the board as we enter the 6th, 2-0. The first 2 outs of this inning would come off the hot hands of Senft. He was absolutely phenomenal last night, giving up no runs through 5 full innings before retiring with 2 outs in the top of the 6th. It would end up being the backup pitcher Beam who would end this contest. Your final 2-0 as West Salisbury moves on in the Maryland Majors District 8 tournament. And today on DSN, watch Del Mar Little League Softball taking on Dorchester in the Maryland State Softball 8 to 10-year-old tournament live at 3 p.m. That'll do for sports. Have a great day.
Now some entertainment news. Movie theaters are booming this summer, but even if it's just too hot to even leave your house, there's plenty new on home video this week. David Daniel takes a look in today's Hollywood Minute.
Storm chasers. So let's go. All right, we're moving.
Scientists have been studying tornadoes forever, but still nobody knows how a tornado works.
Twister, the 1996 movie that did for tornadoes what Jaws did for sharks, is out today on 4K Ultra HD video. But while Jaws kept people out of the water, Twister director Jan de Bont says his film had the opposite effect.
The movie made so many people want to become a storm chaser because they thought it was so exciting. Because look what those guys did. Now, I want to see that too. Get close to a tornado and look up and see the size and scope.
It's also inspired a sequel of sorts, Twisters, opening in theaters July 19th.
I see everything.
It's not just old favorites hitting home video this week. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which is still playing in theaters, arrives on digital platforms today, along with two other current releases, The Bike Riders and The Garfield Movie.
Tell my story.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
We're seeing mild conditions in Salisbury. Good visibility for you. Foggier along the coast, so we're watching for dense fog this morning there. And a heat advisory for basically everybody, excluding the coast, today into tomorrow. Feels like temperatures over 100. Some relief late week with increasing storms. Your forecast details coming up in 2 minutes.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today. What do you do when your tire goes flat and there's no air anywhere? You reach for Bullseye Pro, the smarter, faster, hands-free way to fill it up with air. Bullseye Pro is equipped with a rechargeable power plant, smart pressure sensor, and custom nozzles. It's like the power of an air compressor in the palm of your hand. Get your complete Bullseye Pro inflation system for just $79.99 and get free shipping. Plus, we'll give you a 50% discount on a second one. Order now.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
Elevate your business and engage more customers with Draper Media. Our diverse network of media properties such as WBOC, CoastTV, 93.5 The Beach, and 102.5 WBOC reaches over 500,000 Delmarva residents across various channels like television, radio, social media, and digital platforms. Enhance your brand's visibility across the Delmarva region with Draper Media. Our passionate team of media specialists and content creators are dedicated to showcasing your brand through engaging commercials, dynamic drone footage, eye-catching graphic and web design, and social media branding. Share your brand story on our popular programs, capturing the attention of your target audience. Trust your brand with Draper Media, a family-oriented company serving the Delmarva community. Contact Frank Hamilton today at fhamilton@wboc.com to get started.
Coming up on 5:48 now. Let's take a live look, see what's going on in Salisbury. Sun on its way up. A beautiful sunrise, I bet, there in Salisbury, Bob.
It is, and you can see there the visibility is good, Paige. Yeah. But the same can't be said along the coast where we have that fog, especially over the water as well. So dense marine fog advisory until 10 a.m. for coastal areas from Lewis right down to the state line of Maryland, and then a part of Delaware Bay as well. That's where visibility, well, could be less than a mile at times this morning. And then a a heat advisory away from the coast for all of Sussex County, including areas around Salisbury and Maryland, Wycomico County, and also much of the eastern shore. We're all going to be suffering from the heat pretty much later today. Right now, visibility showing about 5 miles from Georgetown to the coast, but it is thicker along the coast and over the water, so be careful out there, boaters. We're looking at temperatures in the 70s to begin with this morning, and we're seeing light winds, so it's just sticky and very still out there this morning. Besides the fog and haze, above all this is mainly clear skies. We're looking at a quiet weather pattern, just hot, and you can see this spin here. This is the remnant moisture from Beryl, now making its way through Arkansas into Missouri and Illinois, and this will be tracking well to our west, but I think some of this moisture could get caught up with a cold front that could give us a better chance of rain, maybe some tropical moisture mixed in with that by the end of the week. That would be nice. Here's Futurecast this morning, warming from the 80s into the low 90s by late morning. That fog may be still hanging tough along the coast. Low to mid 90s inland areas, maybe a spot shower this afternoon, but it's really not going to cool us off, and temperatures only slowly fall from the 80s into the 70s tonight. Look at this, 6 a.m. tomorrow, mid to upper 70s, pretty warm and muggy, and then tomorrow pretty much more the same, upper 80s, lower 90s. I think the winds are a little stronger from the south and still very warm as we go into Thursday morning. The good news is some of that moisture from the west works in on Thursday, giving us some scattered showers and thunderstorms and maybe keeping us a little cooler with some of the clouds around as well. So I think Thursday we could be in the 80s as opposed to the 90s as some of those showers continue through the afternoon. But today, feeling like 99 to 103 away from the coast. Use extra caution. You know the drill. Stay hydrated with water. 99 to 103 tomorrow, and then still very warm into tomorrow evening. And then looking down the road, we see that front with some of that Beryl moisture giving us storms Thursday, Friday, and maybe into Saturday as well. I know it's not the best timing, but we definitely need the rain, and maybe definitely decent amounts of rain, maybe 1.5 to 2 inches by the weekend. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, low to mid 90s today and tomorrow, really hot, not as bad Thursday, 90 with storms, and then a better chance of storms Friday and Saturday. That cools us into the mid to upper 80s, but then the heat is back Sunday and Monday with highs in the low to mid 90s.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. Ocean City lifeguards reminding beach goers canopies, they're allowed, but the town does continue to review their use. Lifeguards say canopies are great, but be sure not to put it in front of a lifeguard stand. And of course, we talked about this yesterday, you guys. Take your stuff with you when you leave for the day. Delaware Child Support Services is conducting a series of town hall meetings in July with Delawareans who are interested in learning more about the process. The discussions will address subjects like how to establish a child support case and the importance of establishing paternity. There will be opportunities to ask questions and get information, all related to specific child support case challenges. In Sussex County, this is happening Wednesday at the Georgetown Public Library. Coming up on Coast TV News today, clearing cleft lip, what doctors recommend to prevent this birth defect during pregnancy. Stick with us.
Your wallet is always in danger. Criminals can hack your information without you even knowing. Introducing Slim Mint, an ultra-thin RFID blocking wallet that keeps your cards and cash protected. Slim Mint uses the latest RFID blocking technology to prevent thieves from stealing your info. It's ergonomically designed to optimize space and keep your belongings organized. With the auto-locking Slim Mint, your cards and money stay securely in place. It has a built-in cash clip and a flexible outer band to fit your additional cards and cash. Call or click now and get Slim Mint for just $29.99. Order in the next 5 minutes and you'll get an instant $10 discount, so it's only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get Slim Mint at this low price. There's a strict limit of 3 Slim Mint wallets while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-613-4296. Call or visit slimmintwallet.com. So call 1-800-613-4296 now.
Intruders are more likely to target homes with dark zones. Take the bullseye off your house and turn on Bionic Spotlight Extreme 360, the motion-activated home defense light that looks just like a high-tech security camera. It detects even the slightest motion and automatically triggers 6 ultra-bright LED high beams. During the day, it's disguised as a high-tech security camera. It's completely wireless and installs in just seconds. Powered Powered by solar panels, no batteries needed. It adjusts a full 360 degrees. Call or go online and order your Bionic Extreme 360 for just $19.99. But wait, we can also include a second one. Just pay a separate fee. Plus, we'll give you free shipping on your entire order.
To order, call 1-800-316-1548 or go online to buybionic360.com. So call 1-800-316-1548 or go to buybionic360.com.
Middays with April Brilliant. It's a feel-good show on your radio.
April is the easiest way to get through my workday.
She plays my favorite songs.
She helped me find my furry friend.
She's always making me smile.
Listening to April is the best way to get through my workday.
She makes me feel special.
Hey friends, hang out with me weekdays here on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3 each day from 10 to 3.
It's one of the most common birth defects, a cleft lip with or even without a cleft palate. It affects thousands of babies every year, according to the CDC, but there are ways to reduce the risk. Mandy Gaither shows us what to know about the birth defect and ways to help prevent it.
It happens when a baby's lip or mouth doesn't fully form during pregnancy. Cleft lip is an opening in a baby's upper lip, and cleft palate is in the roof of a baby's mouth.
All of this is happening early on in pregnancy during the first trimester.
Dr. Colin Brady is a pediatric facial surgeon with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. He says the cause of cleft lip and cleft palate aren't fully known, but there are a variety of risk factors, including smoking or drinking alcohol during pregnancy, having diabetes before pregnancy, certain medications in the first trimester, obesity, and certain infections during pregnancy.
One thing that we know for certain is that a family history of cleft is certainly a risk for subsequent generations. Having cleft and cleft lip and palate can often run in a family.
To reduce risk, March of Dimes says folic acid should be taken before and during pregnancy. The organization recommends 400 micrograms every day before pregnancy and 600 micrograms when pregnant. Before pregnancy, get to a healthy weight and make sure vaccinations are up to date. During pregnancy, don't smoke or drink alcohol. Make sure medications are safe and get prenatal care early and often.
Early findings of this on 3D ultrasonography and some of the newer modalities that we have can at least lend parents an ability to take some time to get their expectations kind of set before the child is born.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
It's now 5:56. We're going to check in now with our coastal pet of the day. Ooh, look at that. Today's coastal pet is wide awake. On your screen is Sir Sammy, wishing everyone a happy belated holiday. Thank you, Sammy. Sammy lives in Selbyville, loves ice cream and car rides, and apparently the U.S. Okay, amazing, Sammy. He was submitted to us by his family, and of course, we want to see all your pets and your families. Keep sending us photos and telling us what makes them so special. Scan that QR code on your screen, and you can send us pictures and tell us a little bit about them. And watch weekdays from 5 to 7 to see all the pets we feature. All right, coming up on 5:57 now, Bob, Sammy, I know he misses the 4th of July, but he can maybe do a little celebrating still.
Yeah, he was looking very patriotic.
I liked it, yeah, not
and
too
wide-eyed,
bad.
like you said.
Yeah, he was.
I think that's the breed, right? That's how they go. All right, so we're looking at dense fog this morning, especially along the coast, and then it's the heat that's on later today, but it's very sultry and sticky this morning. Temperatures in the 70s and then into the low 90s later today. Feels like temperatures at least 100 inland areas. You know the drill. Stay hydrated. Try to find some AC. 93 the next 2 days in our Paul Davis 10-day forecast. 90 on Thursday with storms, and then a better chance of widespread rain and storms Friday and Saturday. That cools us into the 80s. And then we're back to 92 Sunday and back into the 90s next week, and maybe more storms by the middle of next week.
All right, thank you so much. Coming up in our next hour, the latest chapter in a compensation issue as Rehoboth Beach officials attempt to put to bed the controversy over hiring its new city manager. We have all that and more when we continue on Coast TV News Today.